hope it doesn't go everywhere.
So the other thing that Jessica admitted she was very good at, because, you know, she's good at everything, this woman, she can apparently wiggle this after eight.
Yes. Hi everyone. Well, we have got to the very last episode in this second series of Running Loose. It's episode 8. And you know what? I've got a bit of a feeling of like end of term about it, as you can probably tell by the arrangement we've got here. I'm Francesca, by the way.
And I'm Vanessa. And I was just laughing at us like branding this the end of season. Our season. Somebody said to me, like, what's the deal with the seasons and what is a season? And I was like, no, we just pick and choose where we want to start and stop and where a season begins and where a season ends, basically.
It is a little bit like that, isn't it? Although we kind of got, the vague plan is 8 episodes in a season.
Yeah.
And we kind of try and fit it around our lives, our work commitments, the race meetings, etc. We're slightly working back, aren't we? Because we're going to have a little bit of a break and then do another season, which will take us up to October, which is kind of Champions Day here. Yeah. And then I have to go to Melbourne for 2 weeks and stuff. So it makes sense in a way.
We had a little break before, but we're taking another break because I'm going on holiday this time. So basically the breaks are in and around the work schedules, holiday, your kids. That's about it, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So last episode of this season. And it's a good opportunity also for us to thank our sponsor for this season, Edinburgh Gin. They have been so lovely, so great to work with, provided us with some delicious drinks, helped us keep the show on the road in terms of production costs. Hopefully we'll be doing more with them in the future, but we will be switching to Old Gold Racing, who are sponsoring our next series. So look forward to that. We can talk a bit more about that later on. But should we make a drink to celebrate?
Yeah, I think we're going to make a drink to celebrate. Also, we're still at Ascot, which is where we've obviously recorded the previous episode. Still here, but now it's definitely more a drinkable time of day. Drinkable.
Acceptable drinking
Yeah,
time
that's what I'm trying to get to. So that's fine. I'm going to actually, obviously one of the things you announced, look at you with your
otherwise I kind of sit like this.
Situation.
It's one or the other.
There we go, right, better. You should be watching on YouTube because then you get this great bit of intel. But what I was going to say is one of the things you enlightened us with. You enlightened us with many things this season, actually. But one of the things you suddenly announced to the world is that you can tie a cherry stalk with your tongue, which amazed me.
You put me on the spot in terms of unusual, what was it? Unusual...
oh no. Here we go. I have a little punnet of cherries from Tesco. Other supermarkets are available. So I'll make a drink and are you going to do it now?
I'm going to eat one.
Okay, right, you just eat one. Okay, I will let you pick a cherry that you want to tie the stalk with, because obviously I've even got a little ramekin for you to put the pip in.
Oh, thanks. Look at that.
Oh, you've been with your tongue. Great, good stuff.
No, with my tongue.
Oh, with your tongue, sorry.
Not in the stalk, with my tongue, without using any hands. I claim to be able to do this. I actually was practicing last week on holiday.
Stop! Were you actually?
Still do it.
Yeah. Okay, well you better be able to. Okay, you take the cherries over there. So imagine just announcing on a podcast that you can do such a trick that for me, I've always thought was quite mythical. The idea of anybody being able to do such an elaborate thing with their tongue.
To be fair, it's a lot better than your unusual talent.
Oh, I know. If you missed those.
You had grief about that.
Yeah, I have a bit of grief. What's quite funny is obviously we're getting... Okay, you need to be watching on YouTube for this section because I'm actually now making a drink and Jessica has got a cherry stalk.
Okay, I've chosen quite a nice long green flexible one. So you've got to do the talking for the next bit because this is going
How long is this going to take you?
I don't know. I'm under pressure now.
Okay, in it goes. Shall I watch or this is such a bizarre podcast segment. But anyway, you go. Okay, you go and I'll make the drink. In a minute, this is going to be tied, hopefully. And I'm opening up a bottle of sparkling wine to pour into our rhubarb and ginger liqueur we've got from Edinburgh Gin, of course. And actually one thing... Stop.
How long did that take?
Well, no time at all. Stop.
Yeah, it's actually not that hard. Do you want me to take over the drinks making while you
I don't understand how you do that. Tell me how you do it. Come on.
Okay, when you get a stalk, obviously longer the better.
Yeah.
Right, there's a good one. Put it in, and then you just kind of fiddle it around until you kind of make a loop in it.
What do you mean? Until you fiddle it around?
You make a loop. You make it into a round shape. Work out which end's where, and then you kind of just filter one end through the loop.
Tell you what. Let's do a little switch around.
Right, we're switching. You've got the cherry stalk. Good luck. Nice healthy measure of gin, by the way. You gave me grief for doing that. I'm going to open this.
I've just got to stalk out my mouth.
Put the whole thing in. I'm going to open this bottle of Cremant. It's meant to be sparkling wine. Is that the same thing? Hopefully. Let's hope it doesn't go everywhere. Okay. Right, champagne, well, Cremant, sparkling wine. It's popped. I'm going to add that to my Edinburgh Gin. Wait, how much? I don't know. A bit. And then we'll top it up with some tonic. How are you getting on there with your stalk? Don't be sick. What are you doing? Meanwhile, Vanessa's trying to tie a knot in her cherry stalk using just her tongue. Have you got the right kind of... No. Are you getting anywhere?
All this is doing is spinning around my mouth and like engaging my gag reflex. So
make it in a loop and then find an end with your tongue and then push the knobbly end through the loop. Am I putting lime in here?
I just think it's so skilled of you. I'm going to go on holiday and practice this.
Tonic?
Yeah.
I'm just making this up as we go along.
Yeah, and some lime and some mint.
Oh,
look, to be honest with you, anyway, this is a random start to this show. No, this I have not managed to do, but Francesca has managed to do that, and that is very skilled, I think.
Have you come up with any better unusual talents?
No, I haven't, but one thing I was going to say, because I thought I was going to be filling for ages there, and because I thought that was going to take you ages, and I actually didn't think you were capable. Anyway, point being that what I was trying to get round to saying in that little spiel is that if you've missed any episodes, you need to go back and listen to them / watch them. If you want, obviously, if you're a fan, because they're not all time specific. They're not time sensitive, really. Obviously, there's some bits in there that are, but go back and see our special talents and see our random holiday exchanges and various other different things going on.
It's slightly kind of
like,
it had to be like that, hasn't it? Because we can't film necessarily as often as we'd like, geographical issues and timing of races, and obviously everything's a bit time sensitive with horses because things change. It's not much mint. Is it all mint? Draw your phone. Cheers. I'm not sure what this is going to be like.
This is poor cameraman / producer Ollie is just like, this is a disaster.
It's good actually.
So that is nice. We've just made this drink up, but obviously anything with Edinburgh Gin is basically a success.
Oh, do you know I bought on the way to Italy last week? Bought some of this.
Oh, the seaside one.
I obviously didn't bring it back with me. I left it in Italy.
Yeah.
The seaside coastal dry gin. And I didn't really do it as I meant to, but apparently really good with grapefruit.
Oh, nice.
I might even try it with just grapefruit juice. Gin and grapefruit juice?
I'm not a grapefruit fan.
Oh, I'm a big grapefruit fan. I love grapefruit. But the seaside version, it's made with, hang on.
Made with just everybody.
Sweet and savoury flavours. Scurvy grass gives a grassy and spicy aroma. Sea air tang comes from the seaweed combined with ground ivy to create a sweet and fresh aftertaste.
Everything we've done so far on this episode of this podcast has been so unpodcast friendly.
I know.
Just like games that you have to literally watch, so get on YouTube, and randomly reading out things.
But supposedly we're meant to be pushing everyone to YouTube anyway, because that's the future of podcasts.
Apparently so. But
we'll put it all on. We'll clip it all on for social media.
Yeah. Also, I tell you what does lead us on to is the fact that our next sponsor, we should introduce our next sponsor now.
We should.
Old
you
Gold.
had a long chat with him yesterday with Ed Seifried, didn't you? The CEO of Old Gold Racing yesterday.
I did,
for the Racing League, where Racing breaks rider running a really good race. Yes, so Old Gold Racing is going to be sponsoring the next series. It's a company that I've worked with for quite a long time, actually. So they are a big syndication company in the kind of micro share space and been going since about 2020. That's when I started with them as well, so been with them very much from the beginning. And I can't stress enough, if you have any interest in having a small share in a race, it costs about 60 quid for the year all in, please do it with them, because the experience, I think, is so lovely, because they're so inclusive, bring everyone along for the ride, give everyone brilliant updates, loads of information, loads of education as well to be had. And at the races, like Ed is nearly always there himself. I've witnessed it. He kind of knows everybody's names, brings them all into the paddock, shows them the horse, talks to the jockey, and it's so inclusive, and it's just such a lovely experience.
So 2 points to note on them, and people will be thinking, oh, you're just plugging a sponsor, but genuinely this actually was, well, we kind of are, but we are, but as in this was actually on our running order as well, is they had a great day at Cartmel the other day.
Yes, that was so good.
So just explain that briefly.
So a horse called At Vimero. So you were there when he had his first run at Cartmel, weren't you? Because it was the day where we were filming, about to go to Edinburgh to film. So it's a horse with Ben Haslam, and it runs in the Cartmel Racecourse colours. So it's kind of Old Gold for Cartmel Racecourse. So we do quite a lot of, they do quite a lot of setups like that, where they kind of organise the whole syndicate structure for someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And so this horse was running in Hugh Cavendish's colours, very smart colours, haven't been used for quite a long time, running at Cartmel. So that was his first run when we were there. He was going really well, wasn't he? Yeah. And then got unseated at the last fence, no fault of his own. Turns up back at Cartmel. Brilliant job by Ben Haslam, who was actually the leading trainer at Cartmel Racecourse, to have him running there again. And he won seriously, impressively. But what I loved about it was not only the fact that he won really well, but the reception in the winners' enclosure was so good, because there were loads of Orwell members there, Cartmel people as well, and they cheered him in. And Richie McClellan, who was riding, like really played up to it, like gave it his all, and like it's such a like heartwarming experience. It wasn't like the best race in the world, but I just loved that.
Well, what I loved is obviously, so if you remember, because it's a micro share syndicate, if you remember the way this works, this is just genuinely interesting, is tickets it's a ballot. Well, you get lucky if you get tickets, basically, because obviously you can get certain amount of tickets per race course per horse. But at Cartmel, because of that horse and because of the way the setup is, there was just loads of people who would have been involved, but on the outside, just they're not in the paddock, but they're just on the outside, and so they're there giving it socks. I love that.
And he looks like quite an exciting horse. The way he was asked to quicken and go and put the race to bed, he responded so gamely. He was a decent horse on the flat as well, actually. So hopefully there's bigger things in the future for him.
And the other thing I wanted to say about Old Gold is really randomly nothing to do with this podcast sponsorship or anything like that, but a friend of mine, for his missus' birthday, I think anniversary, remember I told you that he bought a load of micro shares in various horses and then gave it to her as a surprise, like a portfolio of horses, and one of them was the Cartmel winner. And so she's like, her first horse that ran and her like micro share ownership involvement was a winner.
Brilliant.
And she was on holiday, had a great time, like gave it socks on Instagram. Great.
So good. So good.
So that's cool. I tell you the other thing that I normally we do, like what have we been up to since we last saw each other, but obviously we recorded the podcast about 40 minutes ago, so not a huge amount. Not been up to a huge amount.
We have had to do a bit of that, by the way, like recording two at the same time, which obviously makes it a bit more time less specific, because we can't really reflect on what's just been happening. This is going out after Goodwood. We haven't had Goodwood yet, so we can't really reflect on that, but that's why we're just giving it the kind of end of term feel with games. And I've actually spotted a box of after rates there, which is your next test for me, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll probably get involved in this as well, but I have to go off to work and I've got my makeup done.
We can patch up your makeup, don't worry.
But stay tuned for the after eight game. But no, the other thing I was going to say, which I didn't mention on the other podcast, but so obviously travel around the country, right? Go to all my different race courses for Sky. We've been here before, you know the drill, you know my job. But I tell you what, I went to Utoxeter the other day, right? As just a reporter, standard day. Had a great day. Love Utoxeter, nice track, lovely. Did nice interviews, felt good about myself. Getting out of there was such a nightmare. And it did make me think, and this isn't the slate on Utoxeter, because I totally get it. It's a really tricky traffic system to get out, so boring. But it got me thinking about customer experience on a race course. And, you know, just as a paying punter in the modern day, what you expect. And I'd say we were 45 minutes trying to get out of just the car park, not onto the road, not like traffic on the public road, just even out the car park. There was no traffic attendant, you know, it was just a free for all. It was carnage. There was no system. I genuinely don't want to slate Utoxeter. I love the racetrack. But it did make me think that, like, we've got to do better in racing in general. Just as a side note topic here, that, you know, the like leisure pound, it can go in so many different directions in the modern day. 100%. And if we get people into a race course and they buy a ticket, their experience from start to finish should be better than sometimes what I witness. And this isn't necessarily specific to this incident, it just got me thinking about the actual topic itself. Because I think sometimes race courses are kind of guilty of just getting people through the gate, taking their ticket money and then saying good luck to you.
Yes, but I think we shouldn't clump all race courses together in the same bracket, because there are some that do the customer experience brilliantly, and then at the other end of the scale there are others that don't care so much about the customer. So it's a difficult one to talk generally about.
Agreed. Yeah, I agreed. And like you say, independent tracks, obviously tracks owned by different companies, totally, it's sort of actually a minefield. But yeah, I just thought, you know, it's not good enough anymore just to get people in and then say, good luck, have a nice day. Like, there should be better places to eat in the burger van. There should be some places to sit down.
Well, I mean, technically, market forces are supply and demand, right? So next time you have a meeting, you talk to, if there are less people turning up as a result, it'll naturally correct itself, you'd hope. Because if a driver of theirs is to get people through the door, then they need to do better.
And there's all those like racecourse awards and stuff, isn't there, about, for like best racecourse customer experience wise and things. I think York and Chester basically dominate winning that, but they're of course independents.
Yeah.
So they can do what they want with their finances and their customer experience.
But they're not beholden to shareholders as well. When we do come back, we're actually aiming to record the first episode in the next series at your races, aren't we? Because it'll be their e-board meeting. You're fresh off your holiday. I'll be in the thick of one of my favourite meetings of the year, and a local one for me because I only live half an hour down the road.
Lord Darby will be giving us a box, hopefully, to record in. Is it Lord Darby?
William Darby.
Is that his name?
Lord Darby.
Is he a lord?
No.
How disappointing.
William Darby. I don't know.
He sort of gives off Lord vibes.
Does he?
I think so.
Okay.
All I was going to say is I saw him on the walk. He did that bloody 22-mile walk with me, and his feet hurt.
Oh, did he go off hot tempo?
I don't think he went off. No, I think he hadn't worn in his shoes.
Oh no!
I think he had a blister plaster issue going on, but I didn't really want to dive any deeper.
Oh no, he's great actually, and he's so helpful, and
he's such a nice guy.
Just really good at his job, and so we're looking forward to being at York. It's a big one socially, isn't it? Like it's a big one in York.
Just to be clear,
you've never been to York.
No, I was just going to say everything seems to be a big one socially for Francesca.
Well, no. Sorry, I mean for the locals.
Oh,
so
okay.
For the people of York,
for
it's like a big social highlight. For me as well, although I find the meetings when I stay at home, it's always a lot harder because you get home and you've got to be mum and wife and cook dinner and put the kids to bed and all the rest of it. So then you've got to squeeze in a bit of prep as well, and it's a bit more hard work. I actually had loads of people staying last year, and it was a bit of a nightmare. So
when I saw your pal David Easterby, he was telling me that before York, I don't know if it's like meeting specific, but I got the impression it was just every meeting they go for like a pub lunch somewhere.
Dover Soul.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, well, so everyone else does that. They're all like on a group chatting. Oh yeah, let's go for Soul at 12, and then we'll head on to the races and we'll have a couple of pints and do it. I'm like, great, thanks.
Why does everyone have Dover Soul in York? What's the
just
deal
a tradition? Not everyone. I think it's just them. Like it's just a tradition.
Just the random.
David Easterby kind of does plan his days around where he's having lunch and then dinner and maybe a meal in between.
Right. So okay, good to know. Good to know. It's
Sorry,
important.
David, but you are a foodie, let's face it.
Are you looking forward to mine and David's calendar coming out?
Your calendar?
Yeah.
Oh yes. What? You guys are a different race meeting every month.
So this is such like an in-joke, but basically, obviously, Cheska is really friendly with David Easterby, very, very friendly. And when we started doing the podcast, I don't know David Easterby at all, really. When we started doing the podcast, he just started wading up to me on course when I'd be like at Wolverhampton or wherever, Newcastle. I could be on air, doing an interview, talking, and he'd come over and he goes and just like, I'm literally talking on air, and he'll just walk over and take a selfie. But of course, it catches me at like terrible moments. So he's now got this collection of like me and David Easterby selfies to send to Cheska just as a joke around the like terrible dog tracks in the UK, basically. And then the other day he said, what we should do is we should put it in a calendar and sell it for charity.
Yeah,
because it's just bad angle selfies of me and David
money
Easterby.
For racing welfare. Would you give me a big seller?
I was just about to ask how many people would buy said calendar? 4, 5?
Yeah, maybe.
We got 10 printed.
Oh, talking of doing things for charity, the dancing thing.
No.
I can't do. I'm away.
I'm
in Melbourne.
And I just don't want to be hassled into it. I'm stressed about it.
Oh, you should.
No.
Why not?
No.
Oh, okay.
You might the other day, actually, I was talking to somebody. Well, that's what happens loads on Strictly.
Well, yeah.
I was talking to somebody the other day about toxic traits. Mm-hmm. What's your worst toxic trait? Like, I don't mean massive. I don't mean like sort of the one that you would talk to your therapist about. I mean like your sort of low-key toxic trait. So like my low-key toxic trait is definitely double dipping.
Like a nugget in the ketchup twice or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, or more like a spoon in the Nutella.
Okay.
So I'm at home, I've got my Nutella pot, I shove my spoon in, take a big mouthful of Nutella, and then I go back for another, and I don't like wash.
Well, that's fine. It's your tub of Nutella. You can do what you like with it.
Facts,
sharing it
right?
With Facts.
Yeah. I said this to somebody recently, and they were like, "That's disgusting, Vanessa. That is absolutely disgusting."
No, it's yours.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be different if I was dipping like a carrot stick in hummus. I don't just like lick the carrot stick and then go again in a sharing platter.
Yeah, in a sharing environment.
I wouldn't do that. But that's one of my many toxic traits. Wasting food is another one.
Oh no, that's bad.
You'd hate
bad. No, I don't like
that. I mean, literally to the point that I open a bag of like pitta and I'll have one pitta and then have to chuck the rest away.
Yeah, but I think that in your defence, that is a bit of a thing of living on your own because...
# single life.
Yeah, because you can't really just buy one pitter, and who wants to necessarily eat 6 pitters within the time before they go off?
Yeah, what's yours? Come on. Something that you'd be like embarrassed to admit to a future partner.
I'm quite windy.
Gassy?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, and to the point that
that's not a toxic trait, that's a medical issue.
No, it's not. I just, basically, most people are quite polite, so if they have a bit of wind that comes up, they kind of deal with it quite quietly, whereas at home we're so kind of, we're so relaxed about it that we just kind of let it all
Do you know what's
happen.
Really funny about
this moment, and then I get into a public occasion and I'm like, oh shit, I'm not meant to belch in front of people.
So, you know what's so classic about this moment, right? I'm going to admit this on the pod, end of the season vibes, is that Cheska hates the like random question chat, right? Like she doesn't like question time because she thinks that she can't think of a good answer. But when you're answering some questions, whether it be question time or just like that, what's your toxic trait? There's like a mid-div level, like you don't have to give everything, but you need to give something. So you're like, my Nutella double dipping. Not going to be judged for. This situation, like, sometimes you can just go.
Everyone, you know.
It's true. Good on you. No, good on you.
Yeah. It's like my friends. So my friends like Sarah and Steph, who I hang out with quite a lot, they're like, Cheska, did you just burp? I'm like, yeah, sorry.
No. I'm quite odd with bodily functions,
Would you fart
actually.
in front of a partner, boyfriend?
Oh my God.
Never?
Absolutely not.
Really?
No.
Would you go to the loo in front of them?
No!
Really?
Oh my God, no! And also, shall I tell you something that my mum has told me? So mum has a boyfriend and they go on loads of trips together. And to deal with the like bodily function side of things, when they go down to they have a plan that basically when they go down to breakfast in the morning, one goes first
in the morning,
and then one would stay up in the room to do the bodily functions.
Happens if your timing
and
then
out
a bit.
No, I think you have to just nail your timings.
Okay.
And then obviously then that person goes down and joins for breakfast, and they have breakfast, and then one leaves breakfast early.
Clever. I like it.
I would never, like, I'd be mortified to burp or fart in front of anyone,
Seriously?
let alone a partner.
Really?
I'd be a bit prudy.
Oh, no.
Like, I'm not prudy in some ways, but I am a bit of a prude in others. Yeah. Right. Okay, we've got questions. Let's
run
go.
through some questions.
Okay, Rebellious Becca02 is their Instagram tag because we got them on Instagram. Where is the most random place you have been naked? So when I saw this question, Becca, I did think like, what do you mean random? I'm not just getting my kit off. I'm not like a getting my kit off type of gal.
So what do they think of us?
Taking our clothes off at any given moment. Like, as in random places I get naked. The most random place I've been naked is maybe my kitchen. As in, you know, I'm
You're
naked.
Always naked, admiring yourself in front of the mirror.
Upstairs in my bedroom. Sorry, I'm naked in my bedroom all the time. I'm naked in my bathroom
You're
some
like
of the time.
Closed curtains.
No, I never close my curtains.
Me neither.
Yeah, I never do, but nobody can look in from that side.
Yeah, thank
But I actually, I think. But I actually have a thing about I just leave my curtains open all year round, and people think that's really weird. But all
night?
Like it. Yeah, all night.
I do.
And
the light not wake you up in the summer?
No, sleep like the dead. Sleep like the dead, so much so that somebody the other day, my car was parked outside my house. Somebody in the middle of the night, 1 o'clock at night, drove into the back of my car.
Oh no.
Hit and run, as in hit the car, drove off at speed, screech of wheels, a car alarm went off. I didn't wake up through any of it. My window was open, and my neighbour had to call me on repeat to wake me up. And then he was like, Vanessa, can you not hear us? Like, we're having a furore out here.
Oh no.
And a disaster. Anyway, where'd you get naked?
So I'm not very body conscious. So I get naked in front of people. Like, you know, if we're at the races and I come to make
I
up
wouldn't be
in
body conscious if I had a body like hers either.
Oh, shush. In a, like in my casual clothes, and then I had to put my dress on. It's like, I mean, obviously around a bunch of women, like makeup artists and Sarah and all the rest of it, then I'm very happy to. I'm not naked, I've got like underwear on. I have been known to kind of get fairly naked in racecourse car parks because, you know, you want to get your dress off to drive 5 hours home, so you put your jeans on. I mean, not naked, but I'm really not body. I think after 3 children and all the rest of it, like, I just don't care.
You're quite au natural in terms of like, you know, just everything I get. You know,
quite like a naked swim, as we witnessed with the skinny dipping the other day. Initially, before we flew, I was like, I don't want to get my costume wet. Early morning, just went for a quick swim naked.
Little wild swim,
quite
like
refreshing.
Yeah. No, I'm quite the opposite actually. This is something that I think would surprise people. I'm much more like I wouldn't get my kit off in general in front of anyone really. And then...
Or you were kind of like lights out under the covers kind of girl?
No, in that moment, it's a free-for-all.
Okay.
No, I'm joking. No, I meant more in terms of a non-sexual moment, Francesca. I don't know, like you're saying there about makeup artists, I'd be like, oh, is there like, can everyone turn around?
Oh, really?
Yeah. A little bit. But if you get into the bedroom, go for your life.
Okay. Glad we cleared that one up.
Yeah, great. I'm sure my parents are thrilled. Okay, moving on. Sarah Golf 72. Vanessa, if you could date anyone in the racing industry, who would it be and why?
Oh, I like this.
I don't know why it's specific to me, this one.
Well, because you're single.
Yeah, but you could still,
date people. Hypothetically. If I was window shopping.
Do you know when you wink so badly?
Do
I noticed that.
I did it on purpose. Okay.
It's so obvious, it's so
winking.
unsubtle.
Okay.
It's kind of creepy. Okay, who would I date and why? Samart Prescott, probably. He is 80 too. Oh, okay.
Hang on.
I like an older man.
Came out my nose.
I like an older man.
Just a bit older.
I like a challenge, and he's like the Bachelor Baronet, isn't he? So
True.
He'd never settle down with someone like me. C, we have a lot of the same. We get on very well. We have a lot of the same hobbies. And D, no, there's no D. A, B, and C.
So you'd actually like to go out with them?
I'd love him to
with everything that involves.
If he said, who would you date? If you could date anyone in the racing industry, who would it be and why? I'd go on a date with Samart Prescott.
Okay. Not what I was expecting.
Well, what do you want me to say? Like, there's some really good-looking jockeys, but I'm not about to announce that on the podcast.
Go on.
Exactly.
Go on.
No, and also I get 0 from the jockeys in general.
It's a bit of a height disparity.
I know, it's a nightmare. Okay, should we move on?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good one for you. Banbridge Lass 68. If you could step back in time to another era, which famous woman would you like to be for a day? Not racing specific, just which famous woman would you like to be for a day?
Huh.
You'd be like Thatcher running the country.
Really?
With like
an iron fist.
An iron fist.
Can it be someone like not that famous necessarily?
Give me whoever you want, love.
You know how I like reading books.
Yeah, I do. I learned that.
Yeah.
It's one of the many things
So I read a book, actually quite a long time ago now, called A Lion in the Bedroom, which I think is quite a cleverly named book.
Yeah.
It's written by this woman called Pat Cavendish O'Neill. And I actually met her in South Africa. She was of advanced years, but she just had the most insane life. And this probably speaks to my kind of former life as a 20-something-year-old, when I was living in Kenya and doing everything, safaris and horses and everything there. But she basically had this amazing life where she kind of lived in Africa and started collecting animals, like wild animals, and literally had a lion living in her bedroom amongst a whole load of other crazy animals. And just when I read the book, it really spoke to me, and I just would have loved to experience Africa in those times and that kind of bond with animals as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Imagine, that's like Harvey Smith had a lion. Do you know that story?
No.
Harvey Smith, when show jumper Harvey Smith, he went abroad somewhere and he brought back a lion. My mum was working for him at the time.
Wow.
And then the lion grew up on the yard with the horses and like lived in a stable.
Wow.
And used to go hacking with them across Bingley Mall.
No way.
Yeah.
Until it got too big.
Until, very sadly, sad little tale, they had to take its claws out and they gave it the wrong anaesthetic and it never came back around properly.
No.
So it did, but it was always quite dopey, and in the end they had to put it down, and Mum said Harvey was heartbroken.
That is sad.
Yeah.
Gosh, what a story.
But imagine like back in the day then, like, I don't know, 80s, you know, bringing a lion back from a show jumping show. Like when you think now you can't even travel a dog back from Ireland without having all like its vet checks and passports and everything. It's a wild, different era.
Completely.
That's a left field shout from you. Should we have one more question, because then I'm going to have to go do my job? Oh, this was a straightforward one, because what's your favourite thing about the Melbourne Spring Carnival? Asked by Ches in Melbourne.
Our Australian audience tuning in. My favourite thing about the Melbourne Spring Carnival, oh gosh, I mean, where do I start? I think it's just such an all-encompassing event. When people say, what's your favourite race meeting? I say, well, my favourite racing event is the Melbourne Cup, because not only is it brilliant racing, but it's like brilliant fashion, brilliant food, great drinks, social. And they have this area called the Birdcage, right? Which is all these marquees that are built for the week of the Flamington Carnival. like these marquees cost a good $2 million each. They're kind of multi-level marquees, and they invite all their guests and celebrities and stuff. And got to admit, I've actually never really spent time there, but it looks amazing because I'm always at the other end of the track, flat out working. But as a working event, it's so enjoyable. I love the kind of Aussie vibe. Like there's just a kind of fun, laid back approach to it, and it's just always a great time. What's my favourite thing? I don't know. I think all of it.
Just the vibe. Event. It sounds.
Yeah, like. The vibe. Yeah.
I really want to go racing in Australia, and actually my ticket. No, but my ticket to that may well be Howden because of course they sponsor Derby Day, don't they? And they're doing a lot more down in Australia now as well. So on that note,
take Running East live in Australia.
Oh my god, can you imagine?
That would be fun.
I think it would be huge hits down there.
Definitely.
Nothing like a bit of self-praise.
Someone's gonna do it.
On that note, I better go and do my Howden.
No, wait. Afterwards.
Oh.
Okay, come on.
Okay, so the other thing that Jessica admitted she was very good at, because she's good at everything, this woman, is not only can she pick a winner, go down to the start, she can tie a knot in a cherry stalk, and on top of that, she can apparently wiggle this after eight. So the dinner party game, you put the after eight at the top of your forehead, and you got to wiggle it down.
Okay, into your mouth doing it without using your hands. Okay, ready? Okay.
I said that my boat.
I think it's so hot in here, it's just getting stuck. It's completely stuck. What are you doing? Wait, mine's stuck. It's so hot.
Sorry, anybody who's listening to this not watching, I've started eating mine. And Jessica's has got stuck.
Wait, is it moving? Is it leaving a chocolate trail down my head? It will. Is it melting? No. Okay, wait. I'm determined. Wait. Is it moving? Can I give it a nudge? Even if I tip my head really far forward. Has it melted? It is moving, I can see it. Okay, wait. It's meant to be cold. Why is it not cold?
Right. We've lost the run of the show. If anybody is not...
Oh, no.
Oh.
And I got smushed on it in my head.
I mean, look, they've been shat on by a child. Right. If that's not a reason to watch Running Loose instead of listen, I don't know what is, because you've just missed out. We're going to leave that in and drive podcast listeners mad because they weren't able to see what was going on there. But go and watch on YouTube and see Jessica get frustrated. No, you can't.
Okay, ready? Do you want to eat that?
No, grim old sweat on your head. No thanks. I've just announced I'm a prude when it comes to bodily functions. I'm not going to eat an after it with your sweat on.
Nice.
Right, on that note. Oh, we're so in sync, aren't we? That's it. We're done.
I know. Second series.
For only a 2-week break, and then we're going to be back, basically.
Well, enjoy your holiday.
Thanks.
I'll see you at York.
You will, yeah.
Should I go and get cleaned up?
Yeah. I think you should, actually.